Hello and welcome. This is Chrisanne. I'm coming at you from Elemental Energies with Chrisanne. And today we are going to be making these really cute little tea bag pockets. So these are tea bags, not used tea bags, unused tea bags. And then there's a pocket right here. And then I created a pocket right here between the tea bag and the doily, and I am planning to glue the doily into my book, my journal. And when I do that, I can glue it down these sides in the back and make an additional pocket right here, so I can have 1, 2, 3 pockets in these, or side pockets, however you wish. The doilies are sturdier than you think. So we're going to make these. Let me show you a couple that I already have made. I've been having fun with these. I think they're kind of sweet and cute, and I do like the vintage. And you know what's even more than liking the vintage? I like to use my supplies, and that's what we're doing on this one. So we're using a lot of our supplies, but we're using a lot of our stencils and inks, and we're using fabric, and we're using rickrack trim and fabric edger trims. We're using all of that. So this is definitely a mixed media project. The tea bags that I am using are the 2.75 inch by 3.15 inch. I got these quite a while ago at Temu. I got some for my mom and I forgot to share them with her, so she will be getting some after this project. I am going to be making 4 at once because I have found that it works for me. So the first thing that I like to do is I like to pull out, what stencils do I have? What stencils do I own that I'm not using that maybe I want to use for this project? Let's get some of these supplies out. So let's put some of these aside, and I'm just going to start using this one. Some of them I know where they're from, and some of them I don't remember where they're from. This one is Lavinia Stamps. And and I have a whole bunch of these brushes. Sometimes I put the washi color of what the ink is on this. I am not using distress ink or distress oxide. I'm using dye-based inks on this, and I have so much ink on these brushes, I don't even need to re-ink them half the time. These brushes I got at Dollar Tree in the makeup area. I don't use makeup stuff the way it's intended. Please, I use it all for artwork. Super simple, really easy. That's how I like that. It doesn't need to be super strong because it's just going to be a background. This one has some pink on it. Let's see if it comes through. I don't always like things super dark. This might be a Lavinia stamp too. I can't remember where this one is from. Super simple. Let's see, this is my orange one. And I'm just holding them. I don't need to go through all the effort of taping them down or magnet or all that type of stuff. Yep, that came through. It looks like it's not coming through, but trust me, it's coming through. We all have so much ink on all of our sponges. Let's see, will that one come through? Oh, that one might work. Let's see here. Going through all my brushes to see. There's a yellow. Let's see if that will come through. Oh yeah, that's coming through. And that's a Tim Holtz one. Oh yeah, that came through. That's cute. So I have a whole container of my brushes, and this stays at my desk. And you know, the other thing I have in here is all my little sort of offcuts, because I make things with those too. I just keep it all in the same container. It works for me. Now, the reason I decided to do 4 of these at once is because the book I'm ripping out from, it just happens to make 4 this one page. And I like it to look like all sides are torn. You use whatever works for you. Maybe you have some leftover papers. I have like a whole collection of little papers here, some watercolors that didn't work out, but you know, I can use the other sides. Like I have a whole bunch of little scrappy things here that I can be ripping from. And then I have a bowl on this left side of me that I'm putting all the scraps in. And then I'm just going to rip this into 4s. And then I have Distress Oxide Walnut Stain. And I am edging all of these. I debated edging this, but you know what? I didn't, because I'm going to have so much covering it, so much going on. And I'm using a lot of my stash of die cuts that I don't need to hold on to. Oh, and the other thing that we're using rub-ons. Yay. I love to use rub-ons. I have them, let's use them. So I'm using die cuts, stencils, my inks, my scrap papers. I'm using fabric. I'm using like trim. I'm using so much stuff. Which leads me to, I just have some of these scraps of fabric. A friend of mine gave me like a whole box of fabric, which the way I use it, I may never use all of it. And let's see, let's get rid of some of that. Sometimes I like the threads and sometimes they're in my way. Okay, I am using art glitter glue. Now, I'm using a liquid glue, and these are relatively thin. So I have found while I'm gluing them, if I just kind of keep popping it open every once in a while, the whole thing is not going to stick together. If you're not comfortable using a liquid glue on this, go ahead and use a glue stick. And I'm not using a ton of glue because I don't want it to go through. So I just put the book page down. I'm putting the fabric looking like it's gonna tuck underneath. I don't care if it lines up. And this is what I mean. I'm just gonna, yep, it didn't even go through. So let's give this just a stripe of glue. Let's let that sit there. And I'm going to be covering these with paper dolls, die cuts, etc. I got extra glue on my nail here. Let's wipe it off. I mean, I am pressing it. And because of that, I'm just gonna come in. Yep. It's not coming through. A couple of little spots did on my other ones that I made, but it was not a big deal. I just pulled it apart. It's fairly sturdy paper that these are made with. Let's see, I want this torn edge to go on the outside, and I want this to look like it's kind of tucked underneath it. Yep, not a problem. And then this last one, let's just do a stripe of glue. Of course the planes are flying over while I'm doing my video. Nice. Okay, so there's our 4 so far. Now, let's get our paper dolls. Using our stash, using all the goodies that we have. Of course, Tim Holtz paper dolls. Oh, I love him. I think he's so adorable. Oh, she's cute too. Let's see, should we use... Oh, we'll use that. Those 2. Yeah, okay. So we're going to use that one, that one, that one, and that one. I do come in and hit these with just a little bit of, well, he doesn't really need it, but like the lighter dresses. Just a little bit of ink. It gives it a little something. Okay, so let's glue these guys down. She's cute. And I'm gluing them on top of the stuff I already glued down, so I don't have to worry about the ink leaking through or any of that. I mean, I'm fairly liberal with the glue, but I'm not packing on the glue. Okay, so that's what we have so far. Now, I have some rub-ons that of course I had right here, and now they up and walked away. Here they are. And I believe I got this package many moons ago on Temu. Yeah, I did. 16 sheets. WANDIC is the company. So you can look that up. Oh, and it has all different colors. Like there's some reddy oranges, there's some greens, there's some yellows, but I'm using the greens. All right, let's cut out. I find it easier to cut out my rub-ons before I go and use them. That way I'm not accidentally rubbing on another next door rub-on that I don't necessarily want to use. Let's see. Oh, let's do these 2 here. So then that will be 4. I can certainly add more, but let's just do 4 for right now. 1 on each. So I am using my bone folder. They did come with popsicle sticks, but no. Take the backing off. You're left with this clear piece. You can just stick that down. The back of this is sticky. The actual rub-on itself is sticky, and I find these to be pretty good rub-ons. Like, I've been getting some rub-ons at the Dollar Tree. They're terrible. They're horrible. I was highly disappointed. So, Temu. Place that there, hold it. It just takes a few little swipes. So let's remove that white backing. Whoops. Oh, it stuck to me. See? I told you they were sticky. All right, we're still going to use this. Yeah, I got the rub-on on me, but that's okay. It's still going to make it work. Yeah, now I've got all rub-ons. I have glue all over my hands. Watch what I do, but don't copy that. Yeah, I did that on purpose, just so you could see it. Now, yep, perfectly fine. Let's get rid of these guys. So, the next thing I did was I have this package, the Tim Holtz Ephemera Pack Curator. It's the snippets. These are the teeny tiny ones. I love these. You can use a whole bunch and they just kind of look good, kind of clustered. So let's pour some here. And I'm not gonna, well, some of them I'll edge, but some of them I'm not gonna edge because some of them are just too tiny. Crows are out. They were flying overhead before I started my video, naturally. So I have a couple families of turkeys that live here on my property. And the hawks and the crows have been keeping their eyes on the turkey babies. And it's kind of sad. I mean, I understand. Circle of life. Everybody needs to eat. I get all that. But, it's kind of big. So I've seen two turkey families that kind of started living together because the babies are different ages. That's how I can tell. Oh, and you can see I have some of these little things. Some are going horizontal, some are going vertical. I have them going every different direction. So for those that don't know, my house is kind of in the woods. And that's why I have a whole community of animals. It's kind of neat. I like it. Check out my video on my meditation I tried to do by the stream by my house, and then the family of deer came along. So naturally, I watched the mother deer because that was more interesting. So some of these I'm tucking behind, some of these I'm putting on top of. Not all of them get cut well, so I just kind of tuck it in. And I like to have squares with the rectangles, with the ovals. Mixing up the colors. He's looking pretty good. Okay, that one might be pretty good too. There, that looks good there. She needs a couple more things. I love layering with this package. It's a really good package. I mean, they're all really good, obviously. I use them all. Oh, I like that one. And just a little rub on, just kind of gives it a little bit different of a texture. And then I have this trim. I got this on Temu. I've seen it on Hobby Lobby too. So you can cut it with the stem, you can cut it without the stem. I'm doing both. It's this, if I didn't show you. Okay, so I have 4 of those. Let's see. You're going to give him one in his suit. Give her one down here. Going to give them one down there. And they're going to get one right there. Cute. Let's move these guys out of the way. And then let's get the doilies. I did find the doilies a long time ago on Temu, 3.5 inches. Don't even remember what I paid for these, or the tea bags. The tea bags, I don't know, they were under $5, I believe. I purposely don't pay a lot of money for things on Temu unless it's something I can't find somewhere else. Look on Amazon, you know, look around. That's the hardest part, is getting these pulled apart. So all I did was I found what end I wanted up, and then I glued that like that. So came in with a little bit of glue like this, position how I want it, and then very technically flipped it over, added a little glue to the doily down here at the bottom. And then I let this sit upside down for a little bit so the glue can dry. And that's all I did. These are super simple. Let's put that there like that. Come in and add a little bit of glue back here to the doily. Just let that dry over here for a minute. There's that one. And I'm only doing it just down the side so this can still be a pocket back here. And let's do this one this way. Flip her over. Add a little bit of glue. Let that dry. I tend to pick a lot of things up that I'm working on. Pick it up and do it in the air, because I don't want it sticking to my work surface until I'm positioning it and I'm ready for it to be where it is. Add just a tad bit of glue there. I'm gonna let that dry over there. So this is the first one. And then if you want to come in and add, I added it at the end, a little bit of ink to the doily. There's that one. I think he's kind of cute. if I do say so myself. Here are these three guys, three brothers, I like to think. There's that one. Add a little bit of inking here, and there's her. She's adorable too. And last but not least, these two sisters. How quick? Very, very quick. In real time, under a half an hour to make 4 of them. And I mean, I did have my supplies out and handy and nearby, but how super cute. Thanks so much for tuning in. This has been Chrisanne. You can see pictures of my work on Instagram, Chrisanne1234. And of course, you can always see everything linked on my business page, Elemental Energies with Chrisanne on Facebook. And all my products that I sell on my website, everything is linked on my description in YouTube. Thank you so much for tuning in. Take care and be free.